Welcome to Yorkshireman Models. Today we're going to be doing the MiG 17F Fresco. I've already done the Douglas A4B Skyhawk. I'll put a link up so that you can go to that and watch it first if you want to, because it's all part of this dogfight doubles. So today we're going to be doing this one so that we can then put them both on the stand and have it as a display. I've said before on the other video, but you do get the paints and brush and that, but I won't be using most of these paints, and I definitely won't be using the glue. I'll be airbrushing and all of my usual as I build. So let's get her out and let's get her built and let's get it all set up so we can see how she looks at the end as a nice cracking display. I always try and cut my parts off with a pair of nippers like this, because I find this is the best way, so you're less chance of damaging the part than trying to use a knife. And if I've got, which I have here, I've left a bit of sprue, and I'll just nip that bit off after. Once I've got all of that off, then I'll just sand it. Make sure any excess has gone there, like that. I find that the easiest way to do it. There's 3 or 4 parts to this cockpit section here, and they're pretty simple to do. As you can see, they all sit together nice and easily. You've also, here we go, the instrument panel there. It don't just sit there and hold there very easily, so what I'll do is I'll just get the next piece, I'll put a little dab of glue just to help hold it partially in place, and when I put the next piece on, which you'll see in a second, I can then align it up properly, because it's only touching that side there. Just put a bit of glue around just to help hold it in place just while it goes off, like so. You can see it lines up perfectly, but then you just have to just push that to the right spot like that, and then just push the parts together, and then it's just a case of running a bit of cement down the seams just to make sure it all joins in well, as you can see. This bit is the exhaust section for engine at the back. The only bit you're really going to see is that little round bit that I've just put on there. The rest of this is getting glued into the actual fuselage, and when it does, most of it will be hidden with paint, to be honest with you. Sorry, the fuselage. So they tell you can paint these bits on the inside, but I never do. I just can't see the point of it. Because when I'm spraying my kit up in like a black paint, black primer, what I find is it gets that dark in there, it just looks natural anyway, so I just leave it. Best to make sure you get this clear part when you put it in nice and flat as it's supposed to be, because if not, when you put the next fuselage piece on, you'll find it kicking, which you don't really want. This is where you put in that bit of engine part that I built there, the exhaust bit, and it just sits in like so. Like that. Very, very easy to build. Putting a bit of grey now into the cockpit just to colour it up now. You can you can see, well, you can only just see because it's a little bit darker grey, but you can see getting in can be a little bit finicky. I mean, if you're hand brushing these, you can paint a lot of that before you actually glue it together, in all honesty, but with spraying, I just blast it in like that after. Just putting a bit of black around in places, just trying to put a bit of detail in. I mean, you're putting this in so that when the decal goes on, the decal stands out better. You've got a couple of little decals on the sides here, and then you've just got the main instrument panel one as well. And all I do is I just put them in like you can see there, and just dab out any excess of the decal solution. I'll get there in the end. Art with the cotton bud, and you'll see now. Well, I'll say see now. Now you will. It's all finished. It does look all right. It's not bad. I'll be honest. It's not the most detailed
one in the world, but then again it's 1/72 scale. I just blast a bit of paint. I've used on these figures, any kind of figure, paint it black first, put on whatever like colour the uniform is, and then I'll just put little bits of details. I'll pick out his boots, his gloves, his stuff like that. I always try and do helmets in a brightish colour, because I like to see when you look through canopy, you can see down and it stands out a bit, the red helmet or a white one or a blue one, whatever. He's in the seat now. I'll just put him in. And fits in lovely for once. Half the time I could put with figures and that, you got to put them in and they don't sit. But that's probably just me. But yeah, fits lovely. Spot on, as you can see. Right, time to fit this part now. Right, there's not a lot touching here. It's like little points you can see there. It's not like it's curved out, it's opposite. There's only little points touching. So I'm having to hold it while I just put little dabs of glue with them, little bits of touching there. Now don't get me wrong, it works perfectly, but I've had to let it dry before I put the fuselage together now. Put fuselage together, I do it like this with nearly every kit. I'll work my way around, I'll start at points like this and I'll just steadily work my way around. I'll try and line it up as best I can so that it's less sanding, less filling, that kind of thing. A lot of times it works, sometimes the actual fuselage is not very well designed to fit together, they've not been great, but most Airfix kits are pretty good with it. Like I say, I just go around like this, just steadily work my way. You just have to be careful there because you've got those clear parts, you don't want to flood all that out. I did paint some silver on the back of them first as well, I will say that, so that it, when you look in, it reflects back, as you can see. Right, fitting this part underneath, which is where the guns sit and all that. I'll be honest with you, this was a pain, a proper pain, besides me dropping it. But no, it was. It didn't seem to want to sit in perfectly. See here, I'm trying to hold it in here, and I'm putting a little bit of pressure on this like that. Just try to hold it in so that I can then glue both sides in and it'll hold together. So I'm doing the other side now, and you can see it isn't perfectly lined as it is, but yeah, I'll just wiggle it so it's right, and all it kept doing was popping open. So eventually, after doing that for a few minutes, well, for a minute or so, I ended up just putting a clamp on it, just holding it in place with a clamp. It was the only way I could do it. But anyway, front part there, just to be glued on. As you can see, that's easy enough done. It's just glue around it, just press it in place when you've done, just to make sure. Like so. Yeah. The wings, yeah, no undercarriage are out showing because it's meant to be in flight with my dogfight double, so putting the parts in now that cover where all the undercarriage would be and that, so that's going to make it a little bit easier. And then you just glue in these two parts together like so, and they do snap together nice and easy then. That's been shaped well. Just laying a little bit of the cement, just go into the seam and just press it in. That's it. Print wings on, and they fit lovely. Look at that, perfect. You get some kits and oh, you're doing no but fight print wings on. Honest, they're warped all over, whatever. You're doing your best to try to get them in and get it all nipped in tight. But yeah, they're good. And the tail section now, again, goes in alright. Just had to make sure I sanded off any excess on that because there were a little bit of flash on it, so I just had to sand them off and then they went together beautiful. These parts, again, just sit in, just make sure they're straight, and you just put a bit of glue on and they're fine. Main thing is with them is getting them straight. Half the time I keep pushing it and knocking it and moving it, and eventually glue dries before it's set, so you end up redoing it. But yeah, they went together alright. It's a bit fiddly, some of these, especially when you've got that little tiny piece at the top there, because you've got to get that into where it's meant to in that groove section there. Just push it in a bit. I had to push that in a little bit better. I've cut the video off a bit quick there. So guns, putting these on, they're easy enough done. They just sit straight into a slot, done. And we're not doing the air brakes out, so these pieces just get glued in. Again, a bit of flash on these, so they're a bit tight to push in. They do eventually go, but I had to clean them off well. This is a bit of liquid mask, just to help hide these from when I'm spraying, so I don't paint it all black and then it's a nightmare trying to get it back off. It's good stuff this, but I find you get a great big bottle like this and you don't even use half of it and it's gone off. Favourite, Mr. Surfacer, primer, black. Buy this now when I get it. I buy 3-4 bottles at a time. I do fin it and all. I fin it by about 30% up to 40%. We're using Vallejo Metallics Silver now, and just putting that on. It always looks a little bit weird when you first put it on, as if, oh, that's not drying right well. And then it just comes nice. Don't ask me why, but it does. So we're putting on the green camouflage mottling effect, as you probably call it, or whatever. But yeah, I've really thinned this down. It's some Tamiya green I've got, and it's probably about 60-40, and I've turned air pressure really down. You've seen me, I've took the nozzle off, well, the cap off should I say, so that you can get really close to kit. And I've actually made it so that's as far back as I can pull with trigger, so I don't overspray. And it's just a slow process of this. You're just going round a little bit here, a little bit there. And when you've done it all, you might just go back, put in a couple of extra little ones where you think it'd help to put them. But eventually, the effect's fantastic. It looks great. So this time, nice bit of clear varnish. Or should I say gloss varnish. This one is, I believe it's Vallejo's gloss I'm using this time. Positive on it. Right, decaling, I'm going to do it as simple as I can for you. I always try and take my decals off with a pair of tweezers, as you can see. I use indent brush pens, some Microsol Microset. I have got videos up about these brush pens. I've also got videos showing you how to do decaling, as I do anyway, my favourite method. But put it on, put it in place, get a cotton bud, and you'll press it all out. When I finish messing about putting it into place, I'm probably moving it the most micron of a millimetre, but hey up. So push any excess out, and then it's just a case of leave it to dry for a little bit, and then, and I say a little bit, it's just, to me, 5-10 minutes just to take that edge out, and then I'll just put the Microset on it, or whichever one it is, I can't remember now. But yeah, so again, as I'm doing here, just get it in place. If wing weren't in way, you'd see it a bit easier, but hey, aircraft don't fly very well without them. But yeah, but you can see the look, it looks brilliant, I think, with that camouflage and these bright red decals like that, these markings, they're fantastic. It looks fantastic. But yeah, you probably don't have to mess about as much as what I do when I'm doing like that, actually, and putting them in position. But yeah, they're easy enough done, especially these cartograph decals are lovely. I'll go on now. I've already put some more gloss over the top of my decals and lots, so I don't ruin them, because if you do this before you do that, you'll ruin the decals. So just doing like it's my own, I've made up. It's just a bit of oils. I've got some black oils, paints, and I've just thinned it really down and just go around with a brush and go into all your panel lines just a little bit. I'm not going crazy on this one with the how do you say, weathering, making it look like it's aged or out like that, but once it's dried you just get a bit of tissue and just wipe it off, and it just brings out details out a little bit more, a bit better. And if you can leave a little bit of the actual stuff where it's you'd expect it to be dirty, more in the deeper areas of panel lining and that, where there's door arches and stuff like that, it makes it look more authentic in my view, but that's my view. But yeah, you can see there how easy it just brushes off, and you can get cotton bud like this and just go down edges if you want to take off a little bit more, if you think it's still a bit too much on it. Painting up now the guns or any other little details. There's obviously where the exhaust, where it comes out the back, all little things I'm now doing before I actually start and mess about putting any other varnishes on, because I'll be putting, when I've done me not satin, flat varnish. What I'm doing here is I'm just putting a bit of ground charcoal, artist's charcoal it is. Just grind a bit, well I say grind, I scrape it off with a knife and I just put it in a bowl like that, and then I just use a dry brush and just shove it around, just make it look like it's a bit of exhaust smoke, bit of wear, whatever you want to call it. It works for me. Coming up to the last little parts now, and as you can see there we've got one piece here. It does angle back upwards and back, it does show you on instructions, so just try to make sure you get it pointed right way, somewhat similar to that. And we've got these on the wing tips. These are, I call them instant brakes, because that's what I'll do to them as soon as I touch the kit half the time. Don't ask me why, fingers and thumbs as they say. But yeah, they go on end like that. I haven't put any of that green mottling on them, I've just left them plain. And the figure, I only just sat it in before, it wasn't glued in, so I've just glued it in. Putting on is gun sight, best to remember that, especially once I've put canopy on, because it's going to be damned hard trying to fit it if you didn't. And now that's what you can see. The purple glue there is just Elmer's, just white glue. It's just what you get for kids, to be honest, for art of the arts section in Asda's, Tesco's, wherever. Goes on purple, dries clear, and it sticks my canopies on lovely. It don't fog them, it don't do out to it, and that's where I use it. I used to use just normal PVA glue before, so I find that better. This is my flat varnish. It's my favourite, and everybody knows it if they've watched my videos. It's Winsor Newton. I've still yet to find a flat varnish that really makes the look like it's what Winsor Newton gives. Don't ask me why. You'd think that somebody would be onto it, but no. This is when I've used it, it's proper flat in my view. With a lot of them, they say flat varnish, and they're more of a satin. So I'm just going to take these maskings off. I'll get there in the end. Yep, maskings off, just to see, hopefully, and I'm saying hopefully, everything's alright. But yeah, that's the problem when you put your canopy on like that and then spray it all in. You hope that there's nothing underneath that's, or the spray or like that. But yeah, it's come out alright, in all honesty. It's done fine.
Well, she's been a lovely kit to build, but I knew it was going to be anyway, because I've built one of these before. Slightly different colour scheme, but yeah, I really do like them. I think they're some of the best kits that you can get, these MIGs from Airfix. And this paint style where you've got your blotchy paint markings, and I think if you look at it, it looks fantastic. More so to the naked eye. In all honesty, it is beautiful, fantastic kit. And like I say, I've had advantage of building one before, so building it were even more easier, as you'd say. Probably less looking at the actual instructions, that kind of thing. But yeah, do I love these? Yeah, absolutely love these MiGs. Sorry about the chair. For some reason, she's suddenly got a squeakiness on it. I'll have to find some WD-40 out somewhere. But anyway, so we'll put this one. Now, I've set this up so it's going to go into a cabinet, and you're going to see more of it that, you know, like facing towards it. So rather than the actual aircraft being that way, you're going to see more like that. So I'm going to put this one on here. Before I do, I'll just tell you, this connector where it connects in here, I put a little dabs of glue on it so that it holds it better. The reason for that is they kept swivelling over and falling over. But if I want to free them, all I'd have to do is put another little dab of glue in and it should come from to the new position I want. So there you go. An absolute, I'll just turn it that way, an absolute joy to build them both. I mean, you look there, they look absolutely fantastic. And for money I paid for them, it's going back quite a bit ago, an absolute bargain, it really is, got to be said. Now you can paint these up, and you do get, I'll just show you, a little sticker, decal, whatever you want to call it, to put over there. It should go in there. I mean, you can paint up your Airfix sign if you want with airbrush, whatever you want to do. I'd say if you painted it, probably just give it some silver or something to make it all blended, whatever you want. But as it is, I can take these now off, put two different ones, so I can buy different aircraft. Just drill the two holes underneath so that when you thing it, that goes onto the actual loader, so you can mix and match, change them about, do whatever you want. Put them in a stand so that you can see it, well, a cabinet so you can see them. Lovely. Bit of light top coming down, make them look fantastic. Other than that, hope you've enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Really grateful if you give us a thumbs up. Even more so if you can subscribe to the channel. Yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you around. Hope to see you for the next video.